Social housing has been good for my life. At the end of the day, it's a comfortable home. I don't know where I would be without social housing. For me, it's where my children grow up. It's where I grew up. It's where I got involved as a tenant. It's where I done my psychology and counseling degree. So it's home.
The major problem is communication, because you are having a very strong emphasis on having things done through the internet. It doesn't transfer to the human element, because people do feel abandoned. They do feel they are not understood. They do feel not listened to. If you're not going to listen to the people who are on the receiving end of your decision in organization, you are not really going to know.
Sometimes it feels as though that you should feel lucky that you've got a roof over your head. Social housing is just for people who are absolutely desperate, and therefore, how dare you want any repairs done, or to think that you're going to be anything but just a social housing tenant.
The way staff engage with tenants, there needs to be a more sort of proactive approach to people who make complaints and trying to improve services. There's a lot of people who don't know how to follow the complaints procedure fully, and then it takes such a long time for action to be taken. If you make a complaint, you want things to change.
Unless we as tenants keep chasing and saying, when's this going to happen? When's the next thing going to happen? Things get left. A lot of us are afraid to complain, and we will get a flag saying, this is a difficult customer.
Contractors were telling me that when they did a bad job, that's all I deserved. And one even said to me, well, you don't pay rent, so what do you expect?
A landlord will say, okay, now we are going to kitchen and bathroom replacements, in our progress. Wonderful. Obviously, a contract has been given to a big organization to do this. And again, no consultation with the residents. And by the time the contractor comes into your home, they will insist on doing things in a certain way. You have no control over what is going to happen. And that is so humiliating, because the resident is going to have to live with it. You're not paying for it. It's not your house. And therefore, just be quiet and take what you're given.
There is an assumption that tenants don't work. And from my experience, not just present, but in the past. When I was a child, I grew up on a council estate, that's what they called them then. And I can't remember one property where they didn't work.
I felt as though they did not take me seriously as well. So I definitely feel there's a lot more work that we need to do within the sector when it comes to changing the mindsets of the staff that engage with tenants.
All these factors can play a part in how you're dealt with, how you're perceived, sometimes your future, ambitions, life goals, career aspirations. Stigmatization can become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Where they've carried out work and then, we'll come back tomorrow, without even asking you whether you're going to be, assuming that you're going to be in. And then almost in shock horror when they find out, sorry, I'm not going to be in tomorrow.
My voice hasn't been heard. The stigma of myself living in a social home has been really emphasised a lot. But if I could independently pay for my own plumber, drain expert, etc., I would have been dealt with within a 48-hour call out, not 5 months later.
That we're not second-class citizens. We have a right to be there, and we have a right to live in peace. That's all I've ever wanted to do, is to live in peace and be left alone. We are not clients, we are residents. And we are not blocks of stock. We are living in houses that are homes.
To be a good practitioner in social housing, you need some humility. You need capacity to listen. You need to journey along with the people who are going to live long term with the consequences. Tenants of social housing have been really badly maligned. They've definitely experienced bad services from landlords, and I think some landlords who are turning and looking at some of this do need to go, oh my God.
For a landlord to show that they can be trusted again. If residents feel that is the commitment of the landlord to do it this way with their participation, and they can actually see the result of it, it will build up trust, but also it empowers people to take ownership of it and to actually work with it, improve and maintain. There's a partnership.
The way that it's seen these days is a last resort, when actually, you know, social housing is a foundation, is a springboard for people to thrive and to, you know, to either set themselves up, but some of the economic challenges have meant that effectively becomes a life choice, and that's where people live and that's where people grow and communities are formed, and, you know, life is life as such.
There needs to be more listening and more learning, because there's a wealth that residents can offer to landlords to improve their services.
Stigma, I suppose, up to a point is normal parts of a lot of people's lives, which it shouldn't be. And let's just hope we can get together and do something about it.